Hi, I'm Keith Combs, FLW Touring Pro and Guide on Texas Lakes Amistad and Falcon. You know, this year on tour and guiding here on Lake Amistad and Falcon has taught me a couple things. One is the importance of having the right equipment. Luckily for me, I had the opportunity to work with a company out of Del Rio, Texas, you know, right here on the banks of Lake Amistad, who designed one of what I believe is one of the world's finest fishing rods. What I'm holding right here is a specialty pole that they make. It's called a grass mat special. This pole has several unique features that kind of separate it from any other pole that I've personally used. A couple of those that really set it apart is, you know, for grass fishing, one of the main things that you need to use is some heavy braided line. You know, a lot of times when we're flipping grass on Amistad, we use 65-pound braid or heavier than that, sometimes as heavy as 80. This rod is made with titanium recoil guides, and as you can see, I'll show you something about these guides. Is they're not indestructible, but they're close to it. You know, a person could step on them and they pop right back into place. So that's one unique feature. And what makes them so great about using braid line is they don't have a ceramic inlay, so there's nothing to be cut or nicked in there. So if, say, we're going to switch from braid back to monofilament or fluorocarbon lines, you're not going to get a groove in your actual guide, and it's not going to nick up your line going down the road. As you can see, they're all double-footed all the way up to the tip, so none of the guides will ever loosen up over time. Your rod is built to last, and that's why they offer a lifetime warranty on these rods. This is a 7'3" rod. I think it weighs about 5.2 ounces, and a couple of the things that make it so light there's really nothing extra on this rod. It only has the bare necessities to what you need to catch fish. What I mean by that is there's no foregrip. There's no foregrip on the rod, which makes it a lot more balanced and adds to your sensitivity, of course. The ACS reel seat on this, it has a blank through design. It has 2 finger points, so your fingers already have a place to lay, and your middle finger is on the blank itself, which adds to sensitivity. And you'll have 1 finger up in front of your reel seat, so you have two more points to feel bites from. It offers a split grip and EVA foam back here. What that does, it also conforms to the shape of your forearm, so the natural shape of your forearm actually fits the rod. So this thing is made to wrap around your hand, which is going to add to comfort, and it's going to make it a lot easier for you to feel the bite. You won't have as much fatigue because you got a good light rod, and of course the light rod adds to your sensitivity. So those are a few key features of this rod. I want to show you another rod that I'm real proud of, and we use here a lot on Lake Amistad. Power Tackle makes a complete line of rods, but this is another specialty rod. This is an SB5. It's an 8-foot rod, and it's made for big swim baits. You know, just as we covered in the grass mat special, recoil guides, double-footed all the way up. So it's designed to handle big baits. You know, some swim baits weigh as much as 8 ounces that people throw down here, and this rod will handle them. It's 8 foot, but it's not an extremely stiff rod. I mean, it has a lot of backbone, but it also has a lot of tip, which is going to let you throw those swim baits a long ways, which is very important. And it's also going to let a fish take the swim bait deep. You know, big fish come up out of deep water, it's going to be an aggressive fight, and you're going to be probably using a lot of braided line, so you're going to have very little stretch. So the fact that this rod has quite a bit of tip is not only going to let you cast longer, but it's also going to let those big fish grab that bait and take it down deep. One feature of this rod, and they do offer this also in the ACS, the Accuracy Control System grip, but this rod has a palming grip. And the way this works is, once you've got a reel on here, you're actually going to palm the rod like this, and the reel in your hand like that. So the trigger, this big trigger, sits back like this, and it has a very slick, comfortable grip. So there's no discomfort in between your fingers, you know, for chunking a big bait like that. All day long you can go without any fatigue in your wrist or in your hand, you know. And it also is going to let you throw, you know, you're going to throw it like with your hand palming the reel and the rod also too. So you're going to be able to throw in the same motion that you're going to hold the rod. It makes it very comfortable, and it also keeps your wrist flat and straight up against the rod, and it's going to offer you a lot more power. And they offer this grip in almost every rod that they make, as well as the ACS. So you got options If you find a blank that you like, a length of rod that you like, Power Tackle is going to offer it in 2 different grips to give you many options. As you can see, this has a real big beefy reel seat on it too, and the nut on this thing is a lot bigger than what you're going to find on most of your conventional reels. This is going to make sure when you're fighting a big fish like you would be throwing these big swim baits down here and on Falcon, that your reel seat's never going to loosen up or come off. So those are just a few of the specialty rods that Power Tackle offers. One rod another rod I like to cover is that I've used in just about every FLW tournament I fished this year is one of their cranking rods. Those 2 rods right there are graphite rods. This is a PGC 170. It's a 7-foot cranking rod. It's solid fiberglass, and it may look a little bit strange to you. It's pretty thick, but the reason that is it's like I said, a fiberglass rod, but it has extremely thin walls in it. And unlike most fiberglass rods, you're actually going to be able to feel. You're going to be able to feel what your bait's doing and feel a fish when it hits your bait. You know, one of the big advantages to using fiberglass is it lets your rod, or lets the fish take a bait deeper. It also is a lot more whippy rod and allows you to throw a crankbait a long ways. Well, with the thin walls of this one, you're going to also have those features, but you're going to be able to feel what your crankbait's doing, which is real important. If the fish are biting funny, you know, they may come up to your bait and push it, but not take it, you know, and that may key you into pause your bait, and it's going to add to more fish in your boat by the end of the day. But those are just 3 of the rods that Power Tackle makes. They have 32 rods in their lineup. They offer a rod for just about any technique that the freshwater fishermen and some saltwater fishermen are using them also would need. From finesse fishing to the big 8-foot swim bait rods, they got it. So, you know, this is it's a new company, and I've been lucky enough to work with them for the past year, and I'm extremely proud of the product. They make them right here in the United States, in Del Rio. The people who make these rods fish, so they understand, you know, what it takes to develop a good rod. You can buy them at powertackle.com. Check out the website. It has some good features. Not only does it sell your rods, we also offer lake reports for several of the South Texas lakes as well as some of the Central Texas lakes. They're pretty good, detailed, written by professional guides on the lake. So check it out online, powertackle.com, or one of our many Central Texas and East Texas, North Texas dealers. Just check them out, powertackle.com.